Hey. mm, I'm just going to turn off my PS4 quickly to do something. So probably might even take like 2 minutes. Hold on. Let me just. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to another stream. And today's stream, I'm basically going to be cleaning my AC power cord. Now, I know it sounds a little strange, but I do recommend you guys do it too because, right? As in power stability, it is as in power stability, it's really good. So basically, what's it called? Yeah, I recommend you guys clean the power connector or any sort of connector anyways, which has connectors, even the back of a CPU, because it's got connectors. Easy as. So, the most connectors that I do recommend you clean, stuff like this sort of male connector, you know. I also recommend you guys clean female ports as well, because it's recommended. That way, when this goes in the hole, it's all clean and it makes the grounding point here, which is on the end here, which it will make a good connection. So just make sure that's good. Other than that though, that's pretty good. So basically, I'm just gonna unplug the power cable, and the source that I'm gonna plug that into to clean it is gonna be something else. It's gonna be a power brick or something. Now it doesn't have to be a power brick, but the reason why I'm doing it in a power brick, just in case, just in case. So that's where it originally came from anyway. So let's go ahead and just my phone's an 80-something% and an optimized battery charging set is scheduled by 9 p.m. Now it's 6 p.m. right now, so it's going to be probably done in 3 hours. Depends. Well, that's for fully charging. That's what it's predicting anyways. Or scheduling. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and simply just go over to the plug and turn it off. I'm going to keep the TV on and probably some other time, but like, what's it called though? Yeah, so now I'm just having some food. I know it's the camera, the phone, what the phone sees is pretty dark now out there. It's like 7, I think it's 7 p.m. now. Yeah, 7:07 it looks like. Oh, 7:01. It looked like on the clock it's 7:07. 7:01 p.m. And yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go get some lighting. So 1 second. Let me go get some lighting. There we go. All right, that's way better. Got some lighting, and there's a very loud car out there. All right. So now the lighting is a lot more better. Yeah, and obviously the PS4's been off the whole time. Pardon me. What's it called though? Yeah. After I finish this pizza, I'm gonna just quickly take out the power cord, and I'm just gonna clean the connectors and pretty much just plug it back in, and that way the power is a lot more stable. It's more stably transferred, which is better. It makes things more stable. It makes it run faster a little bit. But this is even if it's not noticeable, it's still pretty good, because having clean connectors is better than having dirty connectors, because dirty connectors don't always make contact. And yes, the connection is either on or off. I know that. Sometimes it's like a slightly on, which is like in the middle, where it's like powering the PS4, but then it's showing static on the screen, and that's because it's not giving enough power. Can't transfer enough power through because the connectors are super dirty. Say if it was like rusted or gone bad, or like what's the other word, corroded, then it wouldn't really make a good connection. It will still be a really shit connection. So if you want to have a very shiny, clean connection, then you got to obviously clean the connectors. And that way you get the stablest power transmission into the PS4. Then it'll go on the TV, and it'll be extremely extremely what's the word? Extremely stable with power. I like that. I like it. I like seeing things running more stably. Because if it's not running stable, then we're gonna have issues. So, but yeah, it's also just so like an enter rest mode a little bit more better, I guess. I don't know. It's just more stable. So I just thought, okay, why not just make it more stabler? So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a baby wipe. Or I could get one of those other wipes, but that one has bleach in them. And I want to be careful with this connector, because what if there's some sort of material inside of the actual connector that damages it? Because this cable has aged a little bit, so I got to kind of just use something that's not as bad as bleach, basically. Yeah, what's it called though? Yeah, so I'm gonna use baby wipes. This is non-alcohol one. I wanted an alcohol baby wipe, but never mind. Yeah. So I'm gonna use these, and then I'm just gonna wipe it over there. I'm gonna have it over the connectors, and I'm gonna plug the connectors in the power brick. That way, when it plugs in, there's something in the way of the connection, and it's pretty much cleaning whatever dirt there was on there. Even though if it's still shiny and still doesn't look dirty, just still clean it anyways, because it's still a good thing to clean it. You get a better power transmission that way. So, nothing runs unstably here. The plug connectors are already clean. I just got to clean the connectors for the AC power cord, and pretty much I'm done then. Then I think next thing might even be HDMI, but I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. So HDMI is already clean. There's no need to clean it more. Might clean the HDMI port though, because I've cleaned up HDMI port quite a while ago. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the Ethernet port maybe. So in that way, if all the connectors are clean, and all the connectors there are clean as well, then it's pretty good. Then we're getting stable power transmission and everything like that. All running extremely stably. Nothing. You don't get any frame drops. You don't get any sort of drops in anything, because it's all super stable. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, the amp inside of the plug is obviously standard because it's 3 amps. I think the original, I do have a plug somewhere that has 5 amps, but the more power you feed into the PS4, the worse it will be. So why even do that? The more things will heat up, because amp is amp is like current, so milliamps mostly. So if you put more amps into the PS4, it's obviously going to maybe start struggling, but the less amps you have, the more power you're saving. And the more less it heats up, from what I've learned. Right, this is from school, so I've learned in science, basically, if you put more amps into something with voltage, then it will heat up more. Because amps obviously, they make something heat up. If you put more voltage and less amps, there's less likely to heat up. It wouldn't even heat up at all, because there's just voltage. There's no amps, it's just voltage. So amps kind of help the thing run a little bit more, get places more. So I'm thinking, if I fit something like a 2 amp plug, would it save a bit more power? Maybe. You never know. If I get say a 10 amp fuse in the plug, and yeah, I already know the power supply controls all of the voltages and everything. So the 12 volts that go to the motherboard, and the 5 volt that go to the USB. If you have more amps, then it's gonna help with things spinning up faster and whatnot, but it's also going to make the PS4 heat up more because it's doing pretty much the same thing, but it's doing it working more harder for it, and that's not really a good thing. So, but I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, if I have more current, would it help with the Blu-ray drive? Would it help with the Blu-ray drive just not spinning the game up all the way? You never know. So what's it called? Yeah. So, because what's it called? I wanna fix that issue on the disk drive. I don't want to keep having it going. No, I want to go. Yeah, what's it called though? Yeah, so that's what I'm probably gonna do next. I might put a 5 amp fuse in there. That should help it, but I don't know. Maybe there's a specific fuse a PS4 needs. You probably just can't put any. You probably just what's it called? You might even end up damaging the PS4 because it's not really designed for that sort of fuse. Say if it was like a special sort of fuse, obviously that was 230 volts. Say 8 amps, because I think the maximum fuse a PS4 can take is 10 amps. Just like on a hard drive, it can only take 10 terabytes as maximum storage. Because if you have any more than 10 terabytes, well, the PS4 may not. Well, the PS4 may still work, but 10 terabytes is a lot of storage. But what's it called? I just have a little bit of gigabytes. But yeah, the amps wise, I would recommend you guys use a 3 amp fuse, because 3 amp is kind of like dividing two. Like it's not too little, it's not too much. It's just kind of in the middle. I think 5 amp. I mean, yeah, it's a little less than 5 amps, but whatever, still works. I looked at the PS4 plug specifications, and they are definitely using a 5 amp fuse in there. But the PS4 works with lower. As long as there's 230 volts going into the PS4, that's completely fine, because the PS4 can still operate off of that. If it's a PS4 Slim, it doesn't really need a lot of power. It doesn't really need a lot of amps, because it's got enough amps anyways, if that makes sense. Like the PS4 already has the power supply can make amps. If it's just, that's a loud ass car. That's a loud ass car. Hear this. Hear this. Let's wait for the car. Hold on. Oh my god. Fuck. This is mad. Hold on a second. That's mad. Don't know if you guys heard that. Let me turn off the light. They're working on this, by the way. Oh shit. Fucking bastard fucking power bank. I wonder what these guys are doing on this car. Look at this. They have the They got the bonnet open. Oh my god, that noise. The car. I think the ignition is still on or something like that. Rev the car again, please. Rev it. Oh god damn, they turned it off. I wonder what they're doing though. Oh, you might close the bonnet. Close the bonnet. Now he's sitting on the car. That's a Mercedes something. Oh, I wonder what these guys are doing there. Holy shit. I don't know if you guys heard it in the background. Shit. Shit, they're like the fucking APUs. Let me turn the phone around. Not yet. What is going on? No clue. Now they're talking about stuff. Let's just close the window again. The window? Let's close the window again. This is lifting up the power bank. They got another visitor. Look. Ooh. Telephone around. How does this APU just not? Got the noise in that picture. Wow. This is just funny. Just seeing this. I do not know what these APUs are talking about. But like, wow. This is so random. This is so random. This is really random. That APU probably doesn't even see me. Shit. He's looking my way. Shit. No, I know. He's looking my way. Whew, this is just, what the hell? I seriously don't know what these APUs are doing, but yeah. Nice. I really don't know what to say about this. Very strange. Oh, another APU. Hello, APU. More APUs. Woo! We got another APU here. How many APUs are there? That's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 APUs. 6 APUs. Oh look, they turn on the car again. Ready? Please rev it. Come on. Ooh. So fancy. Yes. I know it doesn't sound so loud in person, but no, it sounds really loud in person, but on the phone it doesn't sound so loud. Fucking hell. This is crazy. Oh, obviously people vaping, isn't it? Vaping. Stop vaping, man. Stop vaping, man. Rev the car more. I wanna see this. Shit. Oh, I like how that fades out. That's pretty nice. What LEDs are those? Or what car is it? Oh, I know it's a Mercedes, but I'm not sure which one it is. But one of those standard ones, you know. Oh, I really want to go in that car and rev the engine. They're going to open up the bonnet. Now they're opening up the bonnet. Nice. Just rev the engine again with the bonnet off. I want to see what that does. This is crazy. What phone is that? The ignition is still on. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy. It's really hard to see my phone screen, by the way, because this is so ghosted. Look at these APUs talking. Please don't see. Shit. What is this? Bro, if one of you guys are watching this on OLED TV, amazing. Obviously my phone is not OLED. If my phone was OLED, then I would have really liked it, but it's not. This makes things really hard to see. There's their ride. Hello. I know you guys can't see. Now you guys can see them. Holy shit. What are they doing? It's crazy. By the way, that minibus over there has been parked there for days, and I don't even know why that's there. Maybe these guys are like pranking someone, putting their minibus there for so long. Maybe they've probably parked there for a month. Oh god, the tires are gonna go flat then, you know. Maybe these guys are staying over someone's house. By the way, they've left the ignition on. Oh my god. You know, if they didn't lock the car, I could probably just... Well, I'm not going to plan to, but I'm just saying I could probably just like go in there and take the car and drive it off, but there's no point. Because if I'm going to get caught, well, mission failed. And also, boss, come in. Boss. Anyways, right, I don't know what that guy's doing. My question is, where are these guys going? What are they doing? You know? That's very strange. So what? Why have they left that? Why have they left that car's ignition just on? Look. What's that in the way? Oh, it's a plant. Didn't realise. Put it a little bit higher so you guys can see. I really don't know what you can see. I know all this noise in the picture. That's because my phone is zooming in. It's crazy how good digital zoom is sometimes. Only sometimes, not all the time. It doesn't work out all the time. So, yeah. Pardon me. Pretty much they have they've left the car's ignition on. Close the window because yeah, so I guess they let the car's battery just waste power for no reason. It might fade out anyways. I don't know how long it's gonna stay on there for. But anyways, yeah. If you have enjoyed today's stream, if I do hear them turn on the engine again of the car, then I'll let you know. Anyways, continuing back to what I was doing because it's really dark in here now. Let's close the curtains and turn on the light. Privacy reasons, obviously. Right, okay. I did not expect the stream to be this kind of long because of something else, because of a little distraction. Anyways, so now if you look at the car again, see, it's still idle. It's still idle. The ignition is idle, but the engine is not, which is really, really good. Curtain thingy check. See if it's moving. Yes. Oh no, it's stuck. That'd be because of the power bank. Most likely. Yeah, this thing is gone a little bit mouldy. I need it there for my privacy. Could just get a new one, couldn't I? There we go. Not stuck in the thing, that's really good. Alright, good. Alright. So, continuing on, let's go ahead and what was I going to do? Yeah, so I'm going to go sanitize my hands because I just touched something mouldy, so I'll be right back. I'm just going to leave it here. It's idling. So I'm just going to be right back. Be right back, everyone. Right, everyone, I'm back. I'm just going to give it another check if the car's still idle. Looks likely. Yes, it's still idling. So, well, the ignition is still idle, as from what I've heard. Obviously, no one's told me, but from what I've heard, from my own ears, the engine is off. Because it's such a loud ass engine, it's crazy. There's some engines out there that are like really, really like loud when you start up the car, or when you start up the engine. Some are just really quiet when you start up the engine. Then when you rev it, they get loud, like this car. So I don't know if this one has a quiet one or not. Anyways, 1 second. Alright. I just blew my nose there. But yeah, what's it called? what's it called? Yeah, so let's just get to it then. So the first thing I'm gonna do, go over to the plug. I'm just gonna turn it off. 1 second, turn it off. There we go. Now there's no power going into the PS4. So now I can take out the power plug, pull it, and then plug it into another power source. But there's obviously going to be no power because that's what carrying the power. So plug it into my power brick and then clean the connectors. It doesn't only just clean the connectors of the power brick, it also cleans the connectors of the actual, well, I meant the other way. It doesn't only just clean the power connectors of the AC power cord, but it also cleans the connectors of the power brick. Obviously, logically, yes. So, what's it called? Yeah. So let's finish off the pizza because it's gone a little bit cold. That's fine. I can still eat it. I was planning to do the power connector thing early on. Obviously, I got FaceTime called, then we were having a conversation for so long, and then the day became dark and darker, and yeah. So right now it's 7:29 p.m. It's gonna be 7:30 p.m. There you go. Oh my god, that hurts. Ooh, look at that 60 hertz, guys. I can see the same thing when I move my hand. When I move my hand in front of the screen. When I do this, you could definitely see the 60 hertz right there. Look at that. But yeah, what's it called though? Anyways, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it shortly, but hold on, because I've almost finished it. Oh yeah, orange juice. Anyways, yeah. Thing is, I would do it right now, but I don't want my pizza to go cold. Well, I can still enjoy it when it's cold, but still, it's just not as it doesn't taste the same. I like food when it's hot. If it's meant to be hot, if food is meant to be hot, then eat it hot, or even eat it warm. But don't eat it when it's cold, because then that way it's not going to be enjoyable then. So, what's it called? I could do it right now, but obviously I've got grease on my hands. Slightly less grease, but it should still do. But yeah, what's it called? I'm gonna probably just I think I've gave the cable a nice clean before. I'm not really sure if I have. I will take a look right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do, so now that the plug is turned off, I'm going to walk over to the PS4. Basically, the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, using my logic, pull out the power cord. This is fairly easy to take out, so that's why. Really, really easy to take out the power cord. Pardon me. When I used to have the older power cords, they were the more harder to take out power cords. This is one of the easier to take out ones. So Right, I'm just gonna go over, and just from here, I'm just gonna pull the power cord. You should see it start moving. Oh, I'm pulling the wrong cable. I'm pulling an Ethernet cable. Sorry about that. That's the Ethernet cable. My bad. And there we are. We have the power cord. It's really that simple. It's quite a short one. Now, I've chosen a short one on purpose because I want to have more stable power transmission. Same thing with any other thing that has a cable. If you have a longer cable, it's gonna obviously nanoseconds is gonna take longer, but it's still gonna provide the same sort of power. So, but yeah, what's it called? The longer the Ethernet cable, the more ping you will have. That's because the cable is more longer. It has to work a lot more. It has to work a lot more, further to get to the data point, which is to get to the female port, for the upload and download speed. So yeah, what's it called though? As you can see, my extender is really busy, as you saw there from my extender. Autofocus. Phone is not autofocusing. Autofocus. There we go. One thing I like about a camera, whenever I point it out like a bright source, like a bright light source, it always focuses then. Doesn't focus when it's in low light or anything. Well, with phones in low light, you see mostly noise in the picture. There's so much more noise in low light, but in bright conditions there is not, because it's bright. It's more easier for the camera, I guess. But low light is not so good. But obviously phones have improved. Phones have improved with low light, so you see less and less noise in low light. There we go, plugged in. All right, nice. So, what's it called? What's it called? Right, yeah. So the power brick I'm gonna get. Let me go get it out right now. Hold on, this is my bag of stuff. I'm only gonna use my left hand because my left hand is not greasy. So, fine. Where's the power brick gone? There's the power brick. Find the power brick. Oh, he's turned the car on again. Hold on. I think he's driving off. He's driving off. He's doing a race. Fuck. Crap. What was that all about? He drove off. Because I heard the car. I don't know if you guys heard it. Drove off and now he's doing. Yeah, he just drove the car. So, yeah, whatever race they're doing or wherever they're going, probably looks like they're gonna do like some sort of heist or something, like a GTA sort of heist. Anyways, let's plug the connector back in. So, yes, continuing on, this power brick. I do have another plug plugged into it, but never mind. I can take this out easily. This is what I mean by the harder to take out power connectors. The more thicker this grippy bit is, the better. But obviously, it's just the power cord. It doesn't really have to have so much to it. So, as you can see, these are the two connectors now. I've got to get a baby wipe and I've got to just put it over the connection. That way, it cleans not only these two, but it also cleans the inside of the connector, such as this. Same thing with this really as well, almost. If it doesn't have a little pin in the middle, which it looks like it doesn't. That's good. This power brick is for an old game console that yeah, it's one of those. It's a Sony power brick. Yeah. Here's all the specifications at the back. 8.5 volts. Yeah, you probably know what this is for. Yeah, so here we've got the connector here, and as you can see, this one's more thicker here. It's more easier to take out, whereas this one here is more thinner, which makes it harder to take out because it's more thinner. Also, one disadvantage of being more thicker is that it can consume heat a little bit more. So, but that's not too bad. That's not really a big issue. But also being thicker could also mean that the company sometimes could hide some sort of motherboard, or not motherboard, some sort of little PCB inside that processes something. That's what I've seen in long, like, you know, the HDMI cables with like with like this bit is like long with at the end of the connector. That's usually kind of a sign that they've hidden some sort of like some sort of chip that filters colors. And also, not only that, some sort of chip also it's also for delay as well, so you know. But it's if the cable's gonna get hot from there, obviously there's power going into it somehow, and that's obviously from the HDMI grounding signal. Why do I hear another car? 1 second. Take a look. Let me take a look. Did they bring it back? Oh, they have bring it back, look. They have bring it back. Hold on a second. Let's cut it off me. They have bring it back, look. They've got the car back. Not sure which model this is. Probably a model A3. Can't open a window right now. The car is... Oh, it's one of those loud ones. Let's take a look if he turns it off. It's idling. I can hear he's idling. Let's just open it anyways. Let's open the window. How the fuck did I not see that? Shit. We're gonna get caught. I'm probably gonna get caught, everyone. What are these APUs talking about? What are these APUs talking about, guys? Guys, what do you think these APUs are actually talking about? Because I don't know. They're looking at the car. Shit. Fuck. Bro, it's walking off. Look, it's walking off. That guy came to tell that other guy that I'm filming him. Or not, or was that just one of his friends? Shit. Bro, that's not good. Probably have got caught. Shit. Oh, that's a different car. What the hell? They did the same modification to a different car. It's the same Mercedes. It's like a different Mercedes car. You can probably hear it idling. Here you go. It's the same sort of modification they've made. Look at this. That autofocus. Look, it's the same sort of Mercedes. As you can see, it's different, slightly different. Look, see, slightly different. There we go. Sort of the same sort of. It's like a different Mercedes car, you know what I mean? It's slightly different. It's not sort of the family car-ish car, you know? Anyways. Oh, fuck's sakes. Right, so, oops. They're just idling, right? They got the engine idling. Anyways, hopefully no one saw me. So I'm really hoping no one saw me. Right, getting back to it. Right, there we go. I can still hear the car. You guys probably can't hear it. It's probably extremely faint for you guys, but for me, I can hear like the bass frequencies of the car. Anyway. So, continuing with this, right, as you guys can see, this power brick, yeah, it's from an old game console. Now, I'm gonna go get some baby wipes, so I probably don't have to clean my hands again. Alright, crap. Second. There we go. Put the sticker back on. It needs it. There we go. Alright, so basically what I was talking about earlier on, I love how this is like fresh. Basically what I was talking about was, so let me go get my little makeshift tripod. It's the one that I used for the PS4 last time. I'm just going to do this. I call it a makeshift tripod. Alright. I'm going to put the tripod here. Get the power brick. So this is... hold on, let me put the paper wipe there. This is actually supposed to do this though. So you see how it plugs in, right? You see how this plugs in, right? It comes out easily, yeah? Because this is all grippy. So with this baby wipe being in the way, covering this like this, and then just plugging it in that way should actually help it. Because that way, this is what I was talking about. The baby wipe, as you can see, goes into the thing. And it plugs in, and take it out, and pretty much is kind of shiny. Now, I do recommend you guys do this because, why exactly? Because it does help it. It helps a lot of things in power stability and transmissions. So it's the main reason why. Just gotta plug this in. That's what that looks like. Just copy the shape of it, and it feels like it too. Then just plug it in even more. Make sure not to damage your stuff. That's something. If you do damage something, that's fine. You could obviously replace it. If it's something major, gonna have to buy a whole new thing for that. Try to force it in as much. I know forcing isn't really the way, but oh well. I mean, look, it's copied the shape exactly, the exact same shape. I'm just trying to get this on there, literally, because I wanted this thing to plug in first of all. And then just the sound it makes when I take it take it out is funny. Hear this. The sound it makes when I take it out. 3, 2, 1. It just goes. But anyway, yeah. The reason why this is so hard to plug in now is because I've had 2 layers of baby wipes in front. That way, it when I force this thing against this thing, it does the job. Right. I know that looks very strange. It's like I've molded something together in a factory. It's really hard to do this. Right, so as you can see, proof right here. It took the exact shape and it copied it across. Look at the connector, same thing. It's pretty much very wet now. As you can see, very, very wet. Sounds so wrong, but oh well. And now it's even clearer when you plug it in. You can even hear it. Look, ready? That's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's good. Okay, so doing this also will actually make things more stable. Yeah, they actually improve their stability. It will enhance a few things too, so that's good. And if you guys don't believe me, well, I mean, how else can you believe me, you know? There we go, take it out. Amazing. For some reason when I plug it in, it rips through for some reason. But yeah, what's it called? Gotta do the 2 layers thing again, so I'm just gonna have 2 layers like just this and this, and then just have this in front, and then I just plug it straight in like this. Don't have more than 2 layers, because then it's not really gonna be it's gonna be too hard to plug in there, isn't it? This is obviously an AC power cord, so it doesn't matter which way you plug it in the PS4, you know, because it's just an AC power cord. Oh my god, this looks so wrong. Look how wrong that looks. It just looks so wrong. Oh my god. Wow, look how wrong that looks. Oh my god. I really hope YouTube doesn't take the stream down. But look, now when I plug it in, there we go. Plugs in like normal, you know, like how it's supposed to plug in. Now we get a dry tissue, and we do the same exact same thing. This time it shouldn't limit anything. So now what I mean by that is, I'll plug this in. There we go. Easy. Easy stuff. Basically now, with this tissue in front of it, it should do a better job of plugging in, because obviously it should be it might be a little bit more stiffer, but that's fine. Just unless it's easy, then yeah, you can definitely do it. Yeah, of course it does rip it and shit. Look how accurate that's cut that. Anyways, what's it called? So now, oh my god, sucking out the electricity out of the thing. Alright, so now when I plug it in, yeah, now it sounds a lot more cleaner. See? Hear this. It sounds like I just plugged in a charger in my phone. Right, and now I'm going to plug it back into the PS4. And then to do that, all you have to do is just have the connector here, and then just got to bring it across. So I've got to move the phone for this. So here you go. And here's the makeshift charger. Makeshift charger? What the hell am I saying? Makeshift tripod. And so now when I plug it in the PS4, it should be a lot more cleaner. It should sound more cleaner when I plug it in the PS4. That way I know it's actually being extremely stable with a power transmission. across a little bit. Alright, there we go. There we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Now I want to plug in the PS4. What the hell? Still doesn't sound clean when I plug it in. It plugs in slowly. Alright, here we go. So now, turning on the PS4. Turns on, I guess, but anyways, let's press the power button on the controller. And it posts, and look how stable this looks. You can just see, yeah, it's flickering a little bit because that's just my phone. But if you go up to it close, then it's not. So, there you go. That's just it being cleaner. And there we are. It's, wow, super smooth now. Look at that. Even the pixels here, super smooth. Anyways. Yeah, so. It's basically what I did to this. I don't know why I'm shaking so much. Try not to shake, but whatever. Wow. Customer reviews, is it? Right, so now I'm just going to... As you can see though, when it's rendering things, look how smoothly it's rendering all that. It's flickering because that's just my phone making it flicker because it's not matched to 60 Hz. As you can see though. What about if I just zoom in? Let's zoom in. You can see all the pixels right there. And that's how they should be. Yeah, so... just going to keep this controller on because I'm going to plug in my headset or my headphones. As you can see though, my bed is obviously a mess. Anyways, what's it called? Yeah, so if you have enjoyed today's stream, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys probably in the next stream, because pretty much all the connections that I could think of, even including the grounding, I've cleaned everything. Including the USBs and the power board and the Blu-ray drive and everything else has connectors. Every single connector on this PS4 except from the auxiliary in connector or the PlayStation camera connector. Every other connector I've cleaned, including the jet fan. And obviously the grounding, because everything needs grounding on that PS4. If there's no ground, then there's going to be a lot more noise. So things are gonna be more noisy without ground. So you gotta have ground there to help reduce the noise, because the noise is there because it's kind of like a direct picture, you know. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, there you go. Everything looks a lot more HD now. I do definitely notice a bit of an improvement. Not so noticeable, but I can definitely notice up close a very smooth experience. Now, if I go to the notification screen, I mean, as you can see, look at the graphics in the background, ready? See how smooth it is, super smooth. Same here, there you go. Yeah, just gonna leave it there. I just love how smooth everything is now. So even if you look, even up close, things still look pretty HD, pretty sharp and everything. But that's just because the HDMI cable is it's more thicker. The more thicker the HDMI cable, any sort of cable actually, the more AWG would have. AWG is really important because if you have really little AWG, I don't know why someone would, but if you just want to, or if you just do, that's fine. If you're not going to transfer a lot of stuff, but if you want the best sort of connectivity, then the lowest amount of AWG is the best. Because that means the wire is more thicker. The more thicker the wire, the better it is. The more high quality, the more things it can do. Because all of that is all of that is transferring through copper. The more copper, so the AWG, the lower the AWG level, say if it was like 20 AWG, that's still really, really good for Ethernet cables. If it was something like 18 AWG, that's amazing because the copper is more thicker, the more you can transfer. So say if the AWG was from 23 AWG to 36 AWG, it's going to be worse because the cable is more smaller. And yes, that could also lead to cable overheating as well. So yes, I know cables do also overheat, so you gotta be really careful, because the reason why they overheat because there's not enough copper. Because of that, it'll cause it to heat up, and that's not a good thing. So I don't know why manufacturers make such really, really, really thin sort of HDMI cables. I was going to buy a really, really thin HDMI until I realized, hey, wait, what if I just go for something thicker? So I did. Went for a thicker HDMI cable and a thicker power cable, and look at me now. Super stable power transmission. There's no drops or anything. Grounding and everything's correct. Yeah, it's better overall. That's why the power cable for the Xbox and the PC, the desktop, is so thick, because all the AWG levels carrying, all that voltage, all those amps and everything, you know. Why have it in tiny strands of cable? That's why I know it's a bigger amount of it's a bigger value of AWG, because the cable is more in strands. If it's more like a copper, if it's more like a copper kind of long copper wire thingy, that's how I know it's gonna be stable. Why having such tiny strands? That's usually what USB cables have. That's usually what headphone cable has. The more thicker the cabling, the better it is. Trust me, and it is proven. I hope in this HDMI cable, because the ends are much more larger, as you can see right there. I'm hoping there's no video processing chip or anything. I mean, if there is, I mean, it looks really, really nice. You never know though. Anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and plug in my headphones and. Yeah, for some odd reason, right, my headphones use such very, very thin cabling. But look, though, it's got very thin cabling, but somehow still sounds amazing. The bass sounds really good. And yeah, that's just how it is. So if you want more bass, you have to stick to cabling, because bass takes a lot of power. So yeah, I know about stuff, you know. I know thicker cabling is great. Now, in sort of ribbon cables, I would say, keep it at whatever it is. Don't change it to anything thicker, because then it's going to have problems fitting in. So, yeah, as in ribbon cables, keep it how it is. If there is a thicker one, and it still fits and everything, get that, obviously. If it's not, then stay with the thinner cable. Don't recommend you do, but just do it anyways. But as in external cabling, like USBs, HDMIs, especially HDMIs, Ethernet, and power cables, those are the main three things that you've got to look out for. So if you're going to buy an Ethernet cable, make sure to look one, because usually the standard Ethernet cable here is 24 AWG, which is still really, really good. Now, I've got an Ethernet cable that's 26 AWG, that's thinner. It's more shittier. So, not really the best thing. And how I know that, because this Ethernet cable here, it looks like 24 AWG, but it's not. It's actually 26 AWG, and it's much more horrible. It does bring more ping. So I'm trying to reduce the ping with less AWG, because that means the copper inside is more thicker. The more thicker the copper, the much more stabler, and the much more things you can do with it. So And you know, this HDMI cable is thicker than that HDMI cable because that is got less of an AWG level. More thicker the HDMI cable, the better. Now, I'm not looking for super thick HDMI cable. No, because then it's not going to plug in my TV. So yeah, just gotta look out for those things. Why would you need a HDMI cable that thick, anyways? Yeah, I'm fine with this sort of level of HDMI. This is slightly more longer than that HDMI, but whatever. It brings me a good picture, so I'm fine. Better sort of results on the picture as well. There's more better things. There is less aliasing. There is less anti-aliasing. That's fine. But it does definitely bring more performance. So see if I move the controller now. See, the picture goes brighter nicely and smoothly. You see, it's just little stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I prefer lower amount of AWG, because it's better. And also shorter cabling is also, obviously I know that from the start, a short cable is way better. Obviously, because there's less delay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The PS4 is on, it's doing its power rings, doing its thing. Yeah, so let's just go back to the home screen. Let's see, what does this look like on the home screen? Looks slightly more detailed, definitely. Just looking at this over here, looks slightly more detailed. Yeah, things definitely look more detailed on the home screen. On the phone, it's going to look a bit different because that's, you know, the phone sees it more as like an LED panel, whereas for the human eyes, yes, it is an LED panel, but it's not as ghosted as an LCD. However, a camera will see the same sort of ghosting effect on an LCD that a human eye can see. So, not so much of the same on an LED display, but OLED also the same thing. I think OLED is a little bit more brighter in person. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's just that. 2 hours long. Yeah, I know. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.